Whoa, 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 don't scroll, don't scroll! Hey, what's going on? This is Vince with Truckers Unite Now, coming at you again with our 12th driver. That is right, we are on our 12th driver out of 100. Thanks for watching, and let's get into it. Hello, sir, how are you doing?
Well, how are you, buddy?
Good, good. My name is Vince with Truckers Unite Now. What is your name, sir?
My name is Terry Robinson.
Terry Robinson, nice to meet you, sir. How many years have you been driving?
I would say 8 years.
8 years? And are you owner, operator, or company?
I'm working for a company, Badger.
Okay, do you have any suggestions for new drivers or anything you'd like to say, good or bad, about the trucking industry?
I think if you're not making enough money in the trucking industry, and you have some skills, maybe in maybe blue collar construction work, then maybe you should try to find a job with a construction company that needs Class A drivers, because you probably make more money than you do on the road. So
Okay, so maybe more money. Trucking's not that great right now, or?
I wouldn't say it's not great. It all depends. Like if you're gonna get out and run, if you're gonna run hard, you're gonna get paid. If you're just happy making minimal money, that's what you're gonna make. So I think you can really make what you want to make depending on how hard you want to run. But with DOT regulations, it's a little bit more difficult in as stringent of a situation unless you want to, go over your DOT hours. And I think you can only drive, 11 to 12 hours, and then I think you can actually drive maybe 14.
Right,
but
right.
You definitely got to get up out the truck, the cab, and all that at 14 hours. And I think that's slowing down the money, because I think people used to stretch that or would go off the books
On the paper logs, right?
So they would go to they'd go to paper logs,
right,
like you just
right.
said, so that now it's not as trackable. Or if you got pulled over, you could switch up the paper logs real quick to maybe make it fit what you needed to get the money. And I think that's kind of hindering. But then again, for safety issues, I get it. That's why I'm here. It's a union job, so.
Oh wow, okay.
If you can get in with the IBEW, that's International Brothers of Electrical Workers, and then I'm with the OE3, which is Operators and Engineers. If you can get in with the union, get a job, a union job, or someone who is union that needs Class A drivers, then there you go. So like dump trucking, haul trucks, like if you want to get into heavy equipment, or even being able to transfer equipment around from job site to job site. But dump trucks is pretty good right now. Or if you're going to get in to trucking, try to find something local, or get your own truck. If you get your own truck, you'll make a little bit more than the average driver. So I think right now trucking is good for guys like me, because I'm also operating this truck, and you have to have a Class A to operate this truck. And
right.
so I think adding skills, if you don't want to be out on the road all your life. My wife was like, you gotta be home more often, so being on the road was tough. So I just
Hard on a relationship.
Most definitely. Definitely. So here I am.
Okay.
Here
Awesome.
So that's
Awesome.
what's going on.
And then how many years have you been driving?
I like I said, about 8 years.
Oh, okay. And last question, if there was anything in trucking you could change, what would that be?
If there was anything in trucking that I could
That
change,
you could make better?
I would make truck driving school a little bit cheaper and less expensive. For maybe people getting out of penitentiary that don't have a direction, but like train them to come out and have a job, so that they can have a trade or something of that nature. So I would say veterans, kids coming out of the military, don't really have an idea where they're going to go yet with that. Then I think that would be a good idea for maybe just give guys who are coming out of the penitentiary or the military a break when it comes to truck driving, so that they can get back into society, and be productive, and things.
A second chance, yeah.
Most definitely. And I think also it's like you want people to work, but if you're on probation, they can't travel this far, that far. So I just think that you got to do something that would allow guys out of the military or coming out of jail or prison or whatever the case may be, to be able to be on the road. They still got to follow, you know, all the but then it'll keep them from drinking. It'll keep them from smoking weed, because you can't. There's random drug tests. DOT, they just drug test you randomly. So I think that keeps people clean, sober, and, you know, knowing they got it's responsibility.
Teach them how to live life, make money, be a part of it.
Trucks,
Yeah.
you got these,
Okay.
You're in control, and operating these big old trucks are very dangerous. So I mean, that's why there is the regulations that are stringent. You know, just frequent random drug testing. And so,
right.
you know what I'm saying? I think that'll help also guys. It would slow down the recidivism rate or revisit. The guys that would go back into prison from
what do they call it?
Institutionalized.
Institutionalized.
There it is.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Took me a second.
Well, no, most definitely. But like I said, things like that, or then, and also just like knowing that there's trades that need Class A drivers, you know, to drive equipment around. So I think that's just, you know, so what I would change about it is I would make it easy for people getting out of the military or prison to get a Class A, so that they could be a productive member of society.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for your time, and thanks for what you do, and you have a great day, okay?
You also.
All right, brother. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, guys, you heard it. All right, y'all, we're inside warming up right now. Thanks for watching. That was our 12th driver who's talking about drugs and alcohol and to give prisoners second chances for truck drivers. And we talked a little bit after. Thank you so much for watching. Again, our 12th driver. Keep the shiny side up and the dirty side down. Come on. Woo!